What is hydroponics? It is a technique of growing plants without soil. It is basically growing plants in nutrient-rich water. The basic requirements of plants in hydroponics is more amount of sunlight, less temperature, suitably 25 degrees Celsius, plant nutrients and water. Can we have hydroponics in Goa? Oh yes, we already have it. Let'setera Agritech Farm, a greenhouse farm where farming is done using hydroponic technology, is situated at Thane, Valpoi, Goa. Its co-founder and CEO is Mr. Ajay Naik, a Goa-based hydroponic farmer. Let'setera Agritech Farm is the first hydroponic farm in Goa, started in 2016 by Mr. Ajay Naik. It was initially started at Mapsa, but now it's situated at Valpoi. But its office is located at Karaswara, Mapsa, Goa. The main motto of Let'setera Agritech is making pesticide-free food affordable to everyone. The plants grown here are Lolo-green lettuce, romaine lettuce, rocket arugula lettuce, cherry tomato, normal Indian tomato, basil, and bell peppers. Now let us see what is the source of water, how it is filtered, and how it is supplied to the grown plants. The source of water for Let'setera Agritech Farm is a bore well. This water contains a lot of impurities. It contains more TDS, so they treat the water before use. The first step is sand filtration. Bore well water flows to the white sand inside the filter. This sand removes suspended particles from water. After sand filtration, they test the water. If they find more amount of impurities, then they do carbon filtration. This removes the organic contaminants in water. After that, water is treated in a RO plant, that is, reverse osmosis plant. It desalinates water. In this plant, the final filtration takes place and finally the water becomes totally TDS free. Plants require various nutrients. Once the water is totally TDS free, various nutrients are added to this water. Green leafy vegetables will require different nutrients as compared to fruit-giving plants. Now let us see the various types of hydroponic techniques adopted in this farm. One technique is the deep water culture. In this technique, a plant sapling is put in a net pot in which either rock wool or sponge can be used. Then these pots are inserted in the thermocol depressions. Here the thermocol sheets float on water, which helps the plant roots to stay in water throughout and not letting the plant to sink. Let us now see how lettuce is grown in deep water culture. First, the seeds are germinated in coconut husk and perlite mixture or in rockwool or in sponge. First, the coconut husk is well irrigated with nutrient-rich water. At present, they germinate seeds in coconut husk. Plants require various nutrients. Once the water is totally TDS free, various nutrients are added to this water. Green leafy vegetables will require. They insert them in a net pot using a sponge in a nursery pond on a thermocol sheet. In these nursery pond, the nutrient level is kept a little high for 14 days. So, in 20 days, the seedling is ready to be transplanted in the main pond, where the nutrient level is doubled. The plants are kept for 25 days in this main pond. So, a total of 45 days is the cycle of plant growth fully flourished. But in this year 2019, in the rainy season, their plants didn't receive required amount of sunlight in their greenhouse, and being low-lying area, heavy rains clogged the water tanks, which affected the normal growth of the lettuce leaves. The next is the NFT system, that is, nutrient film technique. In this system, the nutrient water circulates or flows over the roots, in which the roots absorb the nutrients. A film of nutrients flow continuously and then drains back into the tank or reservoir. But in this year 2019, in the rainy season, their plants didn't receive required amount of sunlight in their greenhouse, and being low-lying area, heavy rains clogged the water tanks, which affected the normal growth of the lettuce leaves. There is another drip irrigation technique in which the wastewater or the excess water is recovered. Here, the excess nutrient water is collected back into the nutrient water supply tank. Here too, no soil is used, but instead, cocoa husk and perlite mixture is used to grow plants in such a hydroponic truck. There is a drip pipeline supplying water to every plant, and excess water can be collected in the same tank or to another hydroponic truck. They also call this system as the hydroponic truck system. Aerovertical tower is another hydroponic technique. There is a pump below and a nutrient water supply tank at its base. From down, the water goes up and comes down as shower, giving nutrient supply to the plants on the vertical tower. It kind of sprays water to the roots. It runs for 30 seconds, and after a couple of minutes, it runs again for 30 seconds, and so on. Now let us see what the farm manager has to say about the indoor plants grown using the NFT technique.
फ्लड एंड ड्रेन कर रहा है ये फ्लड एंड ड्रेन सिस्टम वो एन एफ टी सिस्टम और विथ लाईट आर्टिफिशियल लाईट हेतूर आनीक हे आसा ग्रो लाईट हे ते लाईट आसता न्ही हे ग्रो लाईट म्हणटा हेका म्हणल्यार हेका प्लांट्स वेजिटेटीव ग्रोथ आसता न्ही तेन्ना दोनूच कलर येता सनलायटाचे ब्लू आनीक रेड आता ते एक ग्रो लाईट आता हो आमगेलो व्हाईट लाईट आसा न्ही तो फूल लाईट जाय तो डायरेक्ट दितात.
The other methods that are adopted in order to meet the requirements of the environment are as follows. Lettuce leaves require 25 degrees Celsius temperature. If the temperature goes high, they can control it. They have exhaust fans, cooler type fans, so when they are on, hot air goes out and the temperature goes down by 10 degrees Celsius, making the environment cool for the plants. If chilled water is put in a cooler and sprayed, the environment becomes even more cooler. In using such cooling techniques, their cost adds on. But they will get profit only if they are able to sell all the grown vegetables, or else they become waste. So environmental conditions are very important for their healthy growth and sale. The cylindrical fans that we see in this photograph are called circulation fans, and the spray kind of structure or equipment that sprinkle or spray water like cool foam are called foggers. They keep the temperature under control and provide moisture for the plants. At Letcetra Agritech, they first used to grow plants with support such as rock wool, but now they're decreasing its use. They sow the seeds in cocoa husk and perlite mixture and transplant the saplings in the ponds or tanks using sponge. Rock wool is chemically made. Cocoa peat is organic. Disposing rock wool becomes difficult for them. Sponge can be cleaned and reused. Rock wool absorbs the nutrients in water and then algae gets formed on it, and so the plants do not get its required nutrients. The thermocol sheets that are used, they have good density so they do not have to be changed. They just need to be cleaned and reused. In all these techniques, the nutrients are chemical based, so they can't be said organic and sold. So Letcetra Agritech have started aquaculture, where they have put fish in the ponds and the waste generated by the fish will be supplied as nutrients to the plants. So nutrients like ammonia and nitrogen will be there in it. So when plants will grow using these nutrients, they will be called pure organic plants. This water will be supplied to the plants with the help of a pump. The source of water for Letcetra Agritech farm is a bore well. This water contains a lot of impurities. It contains more TDS. So they treat the water before use. These leaves contain 96% water. In hydroponics, only water is supplied, so it is better for the plants to grow. They already have 96% water content in them, so their weight is also taken care of using hydroponic technique, where they have put fish in the ponds and the waste generated by the fish will be supplied as nutrients to the plants. So nutrients like ammonia and nitrogen will be there. If you take 100 grams of the plants grown in soil and 100 grams of plants grown using hydroponic technique, you will find just 7 to 8 leaves of the plant grown on soil and more than 20 leaves produced from hydroponic technique. In all these techniques, the nutrients are chemical based, so they can't be said organic and sold. So Letcetra Agritech have started aquaculture. 600 to 700 seeds are grown in a day. During rainy season, each plant will be 30 to 50 grams in weight, whereas in cold days, Lolo green lettuce will be 130 gram, romaine lettuce will be 180 grams, and rocket irregular lettuce will be 150 gram per plant approximately. Only disadvantage of hydroponic technique is when the plants do not meet the required sunlight and temperature. Technology like artificial light, fans, and other equipments which are costly have to be used. So it becomes cost effective. This is the only disadvantage.